Hey everybody, welcome to Popcorn Planet. I'm Andy Signor, and tonight it's Change Our Minds Tuesday. Every night, change my mind. So excited to have my man, Lewis? Lewis? What are you doing here, Lewis?
What's up, everyone? This is Louie Lou. For sure.
Lewis? What a pleasant surprise. Are you going to play Jody this whole evening?
Well, it's not a surprise, man. I actually hijacked Jody's code. I intercepted the stream key, and here I am. Sorry, Popcorn Planet. You're stuck with moi.
Got it. Well, Lewis, did you hear the news?
Yeah, the one you broke?
Dude, it's like all over, man. It blew up like crazy. My tweet over here did really well, but FandomWire has like 80,000 likes already. I wrote an article for Fandom. I did the YouTube video and then did an article for FandomWire just because they've been very loyal and awesome to me. So I wanted to give, we give each other scoops. This one I got through a source that reached out to me. That blew me away, and I was like, oh, wow, okay, yeah, let's do this. And so it was really cool to break this news. What was really funny to me is just how many people were trying to save face. Now that I know the truth, and I feel confident in the truth, like, because I put it out there, right, Lewis? Now that I know, it's like, it's very funny to watch a lot of the other scoopsters or other sites just try to, shrug it off like it's nothing, or like, oh no, they're still in talks. It's always amusing to look at it from the side of, when it's like when you put the They Live glasses on, you can see the truth and reality through people.
That's the way the scoop industry is. If you have a website or something and you scoop stuff, if you break news, there's a lot of people that will hate you, call you full of it, and then when you're proven right, there's no apology.
Correct.
Ever.
Correct. It's not a game I really want to get into, to be perfectly honest, but when I get one, I want to do it, obviously. And I hesitate because I didn't want to spoil this. This would be such a cool surprise thing at the end, but I get frustrated because it's like, of course Hollywood Reporter or Variety or Deadline is going to just ruin this. Like, as soon as they get this information that they're signed, they're going to do it. And sometimes those trades don't do it because Marvel tells them not to. And so they're able to sort of create a relationship with the studio sometimes and be like, all right, I'll hold on to that one, but what else you got for me? What else you got? That's sort of how it works with a lot of those big trades. And a lot of times they are leaked that information just so they can get a contract out. Or a lot of times the reps of the actors will leak that stuff out so they can get a negotiation. But this wasn't rep through anybody you'd think. This was a straight inside leak that I'm excited for and grateful for. Don't give up my sources. Not going to talk about it further, but I did my due diligence to make sure this wasn't just some crazy person. And I'm excited for this news, to be perfectly honest. I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's fun. And I look forward to proving some people wrong when this eventually gets confirmed by Hollywood Reporter or somebody else, and then they'll all try and claim that it was theirs. The one that was really, and I don't just do this to hate. I don't, but I find it really weird. Grace Randolph specifically, who I've tried to cool it down with. I would love to be cool with her. It is what it is. However, she said, what I'm hearing is, as I've told you, they've been in talks for a while. Now, it's not what she actually didn't say that. She said that they were on Kevin Feige's wish list, is actually what she said, Grace. She changes her story a lot based on when new scoops come, I've noticed. Now that I paid attention, she changes it around. As I told you, they've been in talks for a while. Now I'm hearing the holdup is Maguire playing hard to get. Suddenly, she's just throwing that out there. My sources said no deal has been signed yet, but with it filming starting this month, deal could be any day now. And here's what I want to say. And again, I'm not trying to hate on Grace, but it's like, why would they do all of this when they were planning to shoot back in the spring, Lewis? You know what I mean? Like, they were ready to go before all this went down. You're telling me they were going to let Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield put them over a barrel and not have that locked up before they were ready to go to production and make it part of their third act? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, you get that locked up before you go to production, especially if that's your whole plan and goal. You know what I mean? It doesn't work without them. This whole ending doesn't work without them. So to me, it's funny when you have the truth and you can sort of break through and go, oh, I see there's little pokes and that's how they do it. And they build up a following, so they just sort of, people believe now. And she'll be able to justify and say, well, no, see, I told you they were in talks for a while. And no, they were hard to get, until you get a specific, like Kevin Feige quotes, like, oh no, we had this for a while. There's really it's going to be impossible for some of these scoopsters to say, no, you proved otherwise. But then find out I don't say this to complain. I know people are going to say, but I just want to reveal how this all works for you guys. And I want to get Lewis's 2 cents because I know you've been there too. But then they'll throw this at you, and then there'll be the opposite where it's like, hey, Grace Ranoff, this is you. This is a FandomWire article that was out there. I already reported that with my Electra video on October 2nd. So is it true or not? It's like she plays both sides. A lot of these scoopsters will just play both sides just to try to get, so they're not wrong. Do you know what I mean, Lewis? Have you noticed that in sort of the scoop game?
I don't like the scoop game. There's a lot of things I do know right now that I won't reveal. And as far as Grace, I admire her consistent work habits where like she's on it all, always constantly doing videos, but she spoiled Wonder Woman 1984. And since then I unsubscribed and I'm done with that. What is it? Tobey Maguire is gold in this thing. He's the difference between probably $400 million more for the box office, I think, because that to me is like he is what Christian Bale is to Batman. So yeah, that was a major scoop, and the scoopers do cover themselves on both sides. They seem to write it all down, so like it's kind of like, they could cover themselves when they're proven wrong,
or they're vague. Whatever. Right. That's why people like to use in talks. You'll notice it's very rare for a scoopster to say confirmed. That's why I was like,
salt.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to say it's confirmed because everything I've gathered, like, look, if this one's wrong and this we've wrote, then I will happily bow out and be like, you know what? I'm not playing this game anymore because I was so
I've known
sure.
You for a long time. You're very anal about that.
It's like, can shit go wrong? Obviously, the Zack Snyder Warner Brothers sources clearly didn't know the information, but in this one I could tell. I knew. I was like, oh no, they're in.
But didn't we confirm with that situation that it was AT&T that gave the green light and Warner Brothers didn't want it? So
Warner Brothers just didn't know. Warner Brothers didn't know. So everything I reported in that article was right. It just they didn't know. They didn't have all the information. So the source was wrong because they were being fed what Warner Brothers knew. But the reality was AT&T was going to come swoop in. And again, we're just talking. That's what this show's about. But it's like it's just frustrating because even Zack Snyder has admitted like the surprise, right? Everyone's surprised that news broke. It only reaffirms what was reported earlier from everybody that Warner Brothers hated it. So it is what it is. You move on, you go onward and upward. You got to focus on the next one. But some people still want to let it go. And then anytime you drop a scoop, they got to remind you of your one bad scoop. And then it's all to
well, the saying is you could have a 1,000 stories correct, but people will remember that one time you were wrong.
Correct. So it's not, and to be fair,
you weren't wrong though.
No, but to be fair, it's not a game I really want to get into full time. But it's like I may be able to get some more. So stay tuned, subscribe, get ready. When I have one that I'm like, oh, cool, I feel this one's real. I will be breaking those down and giving them to you. And it is what it is. If the scoopsters want to keep disrespecting me and try to take credit, it is. I was on Twitter a little bit just trying to collect some receipts. So because in this one I was like, I want to collect a couple of receipts so when this one comes, I can attempt to get a little bit more cred back and prove to them, see, you're not always right. Don't just assume I'm an idiot.
Well, other scoopsters are your competition, so there's no real reason. There's more of an incentive for them to put you down.
Right. Well, there were some like just some people reported it that I felt like didn't give enough credit to at least say this is where the rumor is coming from. And then I reached out and they were respectful and they said, no, if this is proven, we will give you all the credit. So we'll see. It cheers to all the people when a trade does confirm this. I look forward to the celebration stream and we will all cheers and then we can go back and see who actually credits and who doesn't. Then that way you guys know who's reputable, who's a good source, and who's not. But cheers to everybody who supported and watched last night and shared that. It really did pretty well, surprisingly. That was my best scoop, hands down. So grateful to all of you guys who did it. But I mean, just to wrap that story up too, as we're doing this, I think it's exciting. I do think it's a little
Tobey Maguire, bro.
Yeah, it's exciting. I do worry like it's a lot soon. And it's like if they really go this route of like the Endgame finale where they come through portals, which I don't know how they come in, but if that's really what it's going to be, it's like, didn't we just do that? And there is another thing I sort of think about is like, I really think Feige heard all this Flash news and was like, we got to change this up. You know what? We were going to do that Spider-Verse movie, but you know what? Let's do it earlier. Let's get it's the same thing that happened with Civil War. From everything I've gathered, they heard about Batman v Superman, and then that's when Feige was like, all right, let's put them all in. Let's get everybody in this movie, and let's make sure we do a versus of Cap versus Captain America to compete with Batman v Superman. And hey, look, it worked for them, right? But it does seem like he's playing on the offensive to make sure there's no big sort of comic book thing that they haven't tapped first. Do you sense that too?
Yes, and I want to give a question to everyone watching right now. What sounds more exciting, the all the Spider-Man cameos in MCU, or all the Batmans in the DCEU? What sounds more exciting to you? I'm curious about that.
Yeah, comment that. I'm curious too. And to answer that, I'm trying to think. I think I'm
going Batman.
It's like the return of Michael Keaton versus the return of Tobey Maguire. Those are two like nostalgic wow moments that I'm actually member burying, it's like I'm falling for it, but I think I'd rather see enough times pass. I think I would pick Michael Keaton Batman one over the Maguire one. I'm not a huge Maguire fan as a person. I liked his Spider-Man a lot, but I the more I've learned about him, he's just not my favorite person given some stories I've heard, and Hugging the Cactus, that story with Dale Wheatley. So it is what it is, but look, I'm excited for this. I was never a huge Andrew Garfield Spider-Man fan. I don't mind him. I think he was great. Social Network. And
he's a good actor.
Hacksaw Ridge. He's a good actor. So cool. But I never was a fan of his like emo, crazy Spider-Man who's like so hot and cute and funny. And just like, he just wasn't nerdy at all for me.
So Sam Raimi directing a Spider-Man movie in the future. Thoughts?
Well, funny you say that. Stay tuned, guys.
Oh, what? What? Did I just tap into something?
It's all. I'm looking into it. Let's say that. I'm looking into it. But yeah, I mean that again, more points to that this story makes sense, right? But yeah, stay tuned. That one I may not be able to confirm, but I may be able to offer some insight on.
Dude, just because of that, I think I'm gonna finally subscribe to Popcorn Planet. Hold on.
Yeah, and there's a rumor. There was a rumor today about Miles Morales joining. I've heard that's not happening in Spider-Man 3. Will it happen? Absolutely. So could this casting be just trying to prep? But maybe. But from what I've gathered, no. I was told he's not. They're not going to have him in this one. They don't want to introduce him. They've already got too many people in this. This is a reunion of them. Is there plans for a live-action Miles? I think all of us know the answer to that. Like, of course they're going to try and do that at some point. Why wouldn't they? Just how and when and all that is still, I think, up in the air. But I think there's a lot of speculation out there that may be accurate, is what I'll say. And I even see some comments sort of alluding to things. But we shall see. We shall see. Again, I got to do more due diligence on that one. That's why I haven't already reported on it, Lewis. We can say, yes, you're going to see Garfield and Maguire in Spider-Man 3. Now, could Maguire show up in an end credit scene or something for Doctor Strange? I wouldn't be surprised. Sometimes, like literally, you guys know, they make those end credit scenes literally last minute at the end of the day. So anything could change in that regard. But from what I'm told today, that's not in the cards yet. They're saving that for the end of the movie of part 3. So we shall see. And also Venom. I think they're definitely saving Venom too. I would be shocked given the things I've heard so far, that because I don't want to give everything of plot-wise and stuff. I think that ruins movies. But from everything I'm gathering, it would make, there's still time to change all of this, keep in mind. But it would make sense to hold on to Venom so you have something else to do after you do this big reveal. So that's what we got for this update. So there you go. Check out Spider-Man update. Maybe I'll clip this as the beginning of the show. We still got a main event with Furiosa I want to talk about, but I'm going to clip here just in case. If you watch this whole show, if you saw this clip, you can always watch the full show unedited every Tuesday night live on YouTube. You can also watch as a member the whole stream uncut there as well. Join today. Become a member of the channel and support this channel. Support Popcorn Planet and future scoops. Be sure to support my buddy Lewis who stepped in. Thank you for stepping in. Go check out Nuke the Fridge and Nerd Report on YouTube. Support him, and thanks for watching. Don't go anywhere if you're watching live. We'll be right back.